It's not like I actually did anything to help today. But at least I tried. Guess now I should get back to giving up on my dreams.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Man, it hasn't been a month, but it feels like it's been a month. It's been a good minute since we've been back here with my hero. Who would have thunk I would have been able to, survive this wait? Like, my hero is my favorite thing, so like not having my hero for a while, struggle. Yes, let me just get that out of the way. I'm early because the month of it's the month of April and the month of May is every single week there's a birthday. So literally the last time there wasn't a birthday was possibly the second week of April, and the next time there won't be a birthday won't be until like the middle of June. So it's my niece's birthday this weekend, and we're going out to eat for her birthday. And guess what time we're leaving? 4:30. Exactly the time that we start my hero. So I figured I'd hop on here as early as possible, get it out of the way so I could get ready and go for dinner. So that's why we're early. What's up, everybody? Yeah, it's been almost a month. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since we've had a chapter. I had to reread the last one just to be refreshed. I had plans to I wanted to do I didn't know what I wanted to call it. Not like a state of my hero, because I like my hero. Like, everyone else might have issues with it, but I like my hero. I just, like, before this chapter, I wanted to do a stream where we like caught up to this chapter, like just recapped like the last volume or so. I didn't get a chance to do that. I opted to sleep yesterday than to do another stream. So yeah, we are in the middle of this no break next week. No break next week also. I feel like Hori might have needed this time if he was sick, if he was like exhausted, little burnout maybe. Just reset, catch yourself, and then hop back on the wagon. So that's probably what he did. So I think hopefully we can be fairly steady. I wouldn't mind it if me personally, I don't know how everyone else feels. I wouldn't mind it if these mangaka didn't have to have a chapter out every single week. Like, if we have these series be like I feel like bi-weekly might be pushing it, maybe. I don't know in terms of like Japan. But like 3 chapters a month. So there's not that constant burning of having a finished project every single week ready for print. So I don't know, maybe like the last week of the month there doesn't need to be something for print, and like kind of like you can oscillate that. Is this okay? My screen's glitchy. Oscillate that so it's not like, all right, last week of the month, there's nothing available to be able to print Shonen Jump. So oscillate it. So like have certain series this week, they don't need to have a chapter, but the next 3 weeks they need to have one, or the next 2 weeks they need to have one. Then they have their week off. Then like just alternate it like that, and then have it go like in groups where it's just like these 5 series don't have to have a chapter this week, and then next week these 5 series don't need to have a chapter this week. Something like that, just to ease it just a little bit, and maybe that way you could find some balance so you're not killing these people. But Vigilantes is ending in the next chapter. Oh, well, I know what I need to do. I still haven't read Vigilantes. I still haven't done it. I'm a butthead. All right, let me pull up 352. Here we go. get some water. Hop into this. Man. We all had our ideas of what Shoto's new technique could be. Let's see if we get a good explanation of it. All right. Can I crank this a little more? But there we go. All right, here we go. 352. Heights Alliance. That's a student dorms. Final night at UA. Todoroki. I can't believe they're making you fight him. Actually, I wanted this, so don't worry. Oh, they're all butt naked. Even if my old man is gonna gripe about not fulfilling his promise, this is a culture thing, because even in high school, there's no like playing football, all that stuff. I'm not getting naked. They're too immature. Way too immature. Way too immature. If we think of it as a punishment, then Hawks and them made a wise choice. Dabi's existence is my family's crime. Not wrong. Besides, in order to reach the heights I'm aiming for, I can't run from this. Summary of the last chapter. It was mimicked Flashfire versus Flashfire made to stop a big brother. Now Toya and Shoto's moves are about to collide. Oh, that's pretty cool. They gave us a summary for the last chapter. Yeah. Look at me, Netta. Wow. All right. Looks cool. This looks cool. I can't wait to see this animated. I just want to see what color it's gonna be. If it's just gonna be all fire, like all like regular fire. 352 ultimate moves. Okay. This new move of mine will get me past that wall to those heights. Is this what you meant when you said you were figuring it out? Is this some look at him. Is this some new form of Flash Fire Fist? Oh. Right. You were gone so you wouldn't know. Look, I can poke all I want without feeling the heat. Cool, right? Interesting. So cold fire? Still, it's hard to maintain it for very long. Hence, figuring it out. I'll last longer in battle than you, Whip. No dallying in the changing room. Get into the bath quickly. That's hilarious. All right. Here we go. Explanation time. I can elevate my flash fire move by using my right and left sides at the same time. Okay. My heart is central to making both hot and cold manifest. Excuse me. I can cycle heated and chilled blood throughout. This man can control like what kind of blood he sends to his body. Has that always been known? I can cycle heated and chilled blood throughout to create stability inside my body. Blending heat and cold, that's totally like via a cold fire of sorts. That's nuts. My old man sought out ice that could stifle that inner heat while I'm going in the other direction. All so that I can be the one to affirm the reason I was born into that family. Midoriya. This man can control the blood in his body. That's stupid. That's so dumb. Yes, this is my, look at that smile. Yes, this is my power. Thank you. That's cool. Look at this. Look at this. Icebound Crash, Cold Flames, Pale Blade. I like how that like rolled off the tongue. He looks cool. He looks really cool. He looks really, no pun intended. I didn't mean that. He looks really cool right here. Like that looks really freaking dope. Like it looks like he's like I'm not bugging, right? It kind of looks like he's being like it looked like he was being impaled by a blade. This little bit looks like he's holding a blade. Interesting. Maybe this is the way to cool your head. Okay. Here we go. Zooming in. And it's a bloodbender. That's crazy. Dude, look at this. I need to see how Dobby's gonna respond. Oh, here we go. Yeah, fire so cold it burns. Yeah, you were. Definitely were. Oh, I didn't even see this down here. I missed that. I'm glad I went down again. I missed that. So he's got himself a body that can withstand scorching heat. And he found the power to chill my own inferno. The perfect man for this job, huh? You go on and on about right and wrong choices, but I knew it. We might share the same blood, but we ended up real different. Oh, he lost it. I lost it. I need to switch it back on. Look, look at, oh my goodness. Do you see, like, it looks like that looks like straight bone. The limitations of a superpowered society. That's us. You hear me? Oh gosh. How do you do that? Goodness gracious. A warped rail can never mingle with a straight and narrow one. This is that's crazy. That's crazy. Running in parallel but forever apart. That's nuts. Look at this. Where is Shoto in this panel? Where is he? Like, what the heck? Dude, like the fire, like it looks like it's just melting. It's splashing. Like, that's crazy. Now burn to ash, die for our sake. Oh, what's being sucked? It's being sucked in. What? Is it being sucked in, or is there more fire? What's up, random boy? Yeah, this is nuts. Golly. So it looks, they tanked it. Shoto, you couldn't be more right. They tanked it so Shoto could do his thingy again so he could get it back. All right. Heat that can even burn me. Yeah. What's up with Hori always just sticking his waifus in the middle of these gigantic attacks and just letting them just get blasted? He always does it. Every arc, something happens to a waifu. If we really think about it. Every single arc. every single arc. He does this. I'm sorry, you guys. Quit it. Save your energy. Let me say just one thing then. Thank you. The blood, the past. Along this path of mine, I've reclaimed so much for myself. Before I knew it, it seemed like everyone else had gotten so far ahead. But they were always there waiting. Class A never left anyone behind. They were always there to reassure me. Look at this. So my question is, this is so we basic. My heroes basically have three. My hero has three main characters, four main characters: Deku, Shoto, Bakugo, and Shigaraki. Those are the basically like, if you wanted to say the series could be about any one of those four, you really could, and you wouldn't be wrong. So this is the second panel we've gotten of one of the Three Musketeers. I can't believe they're actually called that. This is one of the Three Musketeers that has like class 1A above them as they're like in some predicament. The first one is with Deku back in the Dark Deku arc. I have that panel saved. I'm not about to pull it up, but I have that panel saved. I really love that panel. Look at him though. He really does look like he's turning Super Saiyan 3 or something. He really does look like he's turning Super Saiyan 3. This really looks like that side profile. Build up and oh, look how fast he just moved. Your ultimate moves symbolize you. It's through those moves that people learn what you're capable. Look how fast he just moved. Look how fast he just moved. I'm going to turn this page and freak out. Look how fast he just moved. Look. Dog. He hit him so damn fast. He hit him so damn fast he didn't know what happened. Dude, he hit him so fast he had no idea. He got hit so fast he didn't know. We're gonna mingle whether you like it or not, so please just stop already. Dog, he hit him so fast there's no reaction time. I need to look at the last panel Dobby did. He's in that hunched over position, unleashing the flames. They tanked it. And in an instant, he hit him. That's crazy. That's crazy. Great glacial. How do I AEGIR? AEGIR is a sea god and skin in avian mythology. I don't know how to pronounce it. AEGIR. I'll say AEGIR. AEGIR. Wow. I'm just looking. Look, this whole page is white, and that's all from him. Are you? He froze the city. AEGIR. Okay. He froze the city. He froze the city. This touch right here. With the both of them like this. Dog. What? Dog, he froze the city. Does Dobby have legs anymore? Are these his legs? Where's his legs at? Is this his leg back here? I'm really trying to look. Because this is his arm. This is right arm, shoulder, back, head, left arm. This is his knee. Did he crumble his legs off? Now I need to go back and look. Dude, he hit him so fast. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this must be I'll show you what I'm looking at. Scene 2. So this must be one leg. This right here. This must be one leg. I'm just trying to figure out like what I'm looking at. I gotta look at this panel too. I need to see this animated. This is probably going to be the best looking thing in the entire series. I'm not going to lie to you. This right here will probably be one of the best clips, one of the best animation cuts in the whole series. It probably will be. And anyways, I'm like a gigantic fan. I'm a gigantic fan of like those scenes where someone's so fast that like you get it from the first person point of view where they're looking at someone and then they disappear and then the person gets hit and they get hit before their brain can like process that someone moved that quick there. I'm always a fan of that. Always. So this just checks off so many boxes. That's so cool, man. I'm trying to like visualize this. I would have the music swelling like during this part. Like it'd be like dramatic music and then you get this scene right here of him charging up. Right? Charging up and then I would have it go quiet as soon as this happens. Like as soon as he like disappears and shows back up, I would just have it go quiet. I'd mute the OST and just let the effects of the glacier just carry the rest of that scene. Like that's exactly what I would do. Because I would cut the OST, I would let their like Shoto's words ring. I would let that be the only thing that you hear. And there's just nothing but sound effects from the chilling of the attack. Do you know how cold it has to be right here? It has to be extremely cold because Dabi was like a freaking volcano. Like that's insane. That is insane. This is a great final page of a chapter. The kid versions of them. This isn't even the kid versions of them. Like I don't even like this. I want to go back to last chapter. I haven't watched. I watched Fire Force up until they went to the district where the leader of like the other division that could control both. And if you remember when that was airing, for some reason, I don't know if it was production issues or something happened where they were like missing episodes weekly. And it was one of those things where like I was like a month or two later, I was like, wait, Fire Force came back? I'll catch up eventually. And I never caught up. So I'm like the first 11, 12, 13 episodes. And I don't remember much of it. So if I ever were to go back, I'd have to start from the beginning. All I remember is Shinra. That's his name? That, and he's got jagged teeth. I don't remember anything else. And he flies like firebenders do from Avatar. That's all I know. I don't remember anything else. And a big booby lady, but no one's gonna forget a good pair of boobs. But So yeah, that's pretty much all I remember about the series. This is such a good final page. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the last chapter because I want to say, I don't want to be wrong about that, but that panel on that final page, is this here? No, it's not this chapter. It's 2 chapters ago. The Dobby panel at the top of the final page, I feel like it reminded me of, like, could that possibly have been up here on the mountain? I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't have been crying. Let me go to 349. I don't think there's anything there, but let me just double check. Just give my boy Deku doing some cool stuff. I just want to see it. Please, thank you. No. That's right. That's the unfinished chapter. Okay. What I think will happen in the next chapter? This chapter is 12 pages long. This chapter is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, technically 15, but this is a splash spread. Technically 15, but there's a lot of double spreads. Right? There's 1 double spread, 2 double spread, 3 double spread. There's 4 double spreads. So there, it takes away from like the dialogue, so it feels like super short. He looks like a monster. Like he looks like something like crawled from hell. This is one of my favorite. This right here, like a lot of, this is one of my favorite chapters. Visually, I heard from really reliable sources that this is the end of the fight, which I really don't know how to feel about it. I like if this is the end of the fight, I like it. I do like it if this is the end of the fight. I do. I do. I do. If this is the end of this fight, I do like it. Never said it was the end of Dobby. That's different. If it's the end of Shoto versus Dobby, if it's the end of Shoto versus Dobby, then cool, but we don't know if it's the end of Dobby. This could be the death of Dobby. Who knows? I don't know if Toya still could be in there, but this could be the death of Dobby. What this would feel like is completion of a character. That's what it really feels like. That's what this chapter really feels like. That's why I'm fine with it ending like this, because it feels like the completion of a character. Like Shoto's been a broken character the whole series, and for him taking the burden of his family, taking his power, the influence that Midoriya had on him, making that power his own, and stopping the one thing that not the one thing, but stopping the monster, stopping the monster that that his family created in its tracks with his own hands. I feel like I like that. I do feel like I like that. I do. Because that really does feel like the completion of a character. Like Shoto, we saw him at here. He went from here, and he went through an entire arc, and with him actually beating Dabi, it feels like we've bookended Shoto's entire crux of his character. It really does feel like that. I want this fight to be longer, like Shiggy versus Star. Now it's like 2 to 3 chapters long. Star versus Shiggy was 5, wasn't it? And for the end of that fight, Shiggy was like a shell of himself. I don't remember. I'm pretty like that. I'm pretty. Shiggy versus Star was, I want to say like 6 chapters, 5 chapters. But All For One took over Shiggy, so it really wasn't even like it was Shigaraki the whole time, right? See, I don't remember. Too much stuff be happening. I don't remember, but I'm pretty like so like if like Shiggy versus Star really was like 3 chapters, and then All For One took over, and then all that good stuff happened. Now I want to say it was like 5 or 6 chapters, and even then Shigaraki didn't fight the whole time. But when he did fight, it was cool as hell. Those are like some of the most impactful chapters. Now I'm really thinking about it. You make me sitting here making me like reflect back on Star. Like, dog, like she went on a rampage. She went on a rampage. This really does feel like the bookend of a character. This is, to me, like Midori, Deku's the only one out of him and Bakugo that really have felt like this. Like Shoto and I call him Shoto and Bakugo, legit, like their characters started one way and they've reached, like, it feels like they've gotten to like the bookend of their character. It really does feel like that, with Bakugo apologizing and like confessing his sins and bearing all his weight to Deku during the Dark Deku arc. That like marked an end for that entire Bakugo the bully of Deku rivalry, all that stuff. Like that really like marked the bookend, and then from here on we can build like a new character. That's what it really feels like for Bakugo and for Shoto. Like they've gotten to the point where they have closed off the part of that of their story where the issues from the start of the series aren't issues anymore. Like this is forever going to be an issue. Like he's lost his brother to it, his family's crazy, but with the family banding together to do this, and whatever outcome happens with Dabi, if he dies in hatred, or if he reverts to Toya in his dying breath, or if he gets thrown in jail forever, it feels like that's the end. Like his family was able to come back together, whether it be in the same capacity as it was before, who knows, but they can grow from this. It really does feel like bookend. Like we have concluded Shoto Todoroki's arc that we've known him since he's been introduced. Same thing with Bakugo. Katsuki Bakugo's like arc of carrying the guilt and the hatred and being looked down upon, how he felt like from Deku, all this stuff. Like that was stamped and closed during the Dark Deku arc. He still may feel those feelings, just like Endeavor still may feel his feelings. So he may still feel that. We never know, may try to atone for that forever. But he may feel like he'll never be able to forgive himself. But he apologized, he looked past it. Like he's like Deku's #1 like defense right now. If anyone ever tried him. Like I feel like they have grown into like a true rivalry now. Bookend. Now, the only one out of the 3 of them that hasn't had this moment is Deku. Like he really still is up in the air. Like his character, like he's wavering right now. We Like his will come at the end of the series, but he's the only one that's still left. Hori said he wanted Star to fight Shiggy so he can make it like a Dragon Ball fight, and it definitely was. Where do you think Deku end? I don't know. Horikoshi also said he has rushed through the story because Japan didn't like the villains, which also why he didn't kill as many heroes and kids as he was like. That's the reason why they messed with the order of season 5, if I'm not mistaken. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the reason why season 5 got shuffled around for the anime like that is because for us across the world and everywhere, My Villain Academia was incredible, but it didn't have that much of a positive effect in Japan. So yeah, like, we may be pissed off about it, but they did what they did, and clearly I feel like it didn't ring off with a negative effect in Japan. I don't think they know what they're doing. They don't, like, they're not rearranging things just for no reason. That, I feel like that was done with a purpose. So now going into this war, I know the war was highly received in Japan just because of all the promotion and just how My Hero's just been trending. I know the war was very, 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 like, popular and well received. Like, there's those I don't know if you guys seen them, but when the war was happening, when Shigaraki woke up, there was entire, like, subway displays where it's like 50 feet of wall of LCD panels, and it's literally like manga drawings of city, and it's just Shiggy's decaying everything, and then he pops up with the cloak. Like, there's like it's been like, that's why I feel like they're not gonna drop. I don't think they'll drop the ball with this 6th season. Plus, I'm not like negative anyways, but I do feel like I really do feel like this is gonna be something. This anime season is gonna be like really, really big. It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be really big. How do you think Deku's character is gonna resolve? And do you think Deku's power is gonna evolve into one entity, like how Shoto evolved? I don't. It's possible. It's possible. Shoto kind of like forced. Like, he's kind of forcing his too. I don't know. Like, Deku's stuff is so up in the air. That might be something where I do a stream and I go from like the last 50 chapters or something, just solely looking for all the Deku stuff, just seeing what we can piece together, because I honestly have no idea. I really want to reread the Dark Deku arc again too. Excuse me. I really have no idea. The arc that was in the forest in season 3, the summer training arc was also going to be much longer, but because of the villain's story, it was doing bad, which is why he shortened it. It's that, and it's also like his editors too. That's why I think Hori has had 5 editors so far, or 4 editors, and he's on his 4th right now, something like that. It's either 3, 4, or 5, like however many editors he has. I could look in the World Heroes Mission thing. I want to say it's 4. It's either 3 or 4 editors that he's had throughout the 6 years that My Hero's been published. 2016, right? Either 2015 or 2016. I feel like I was in college reading My Hero, so it could be 2015. Now I don't know. 2016. I wasn't in college reading My Hero? Or was that for the anime? That was for the anime. 2014. Yeah. I definitely, so it's 2014. Because I was like, I definitely remember reading My Hero in college. So it's been 8 years. 8 years. Holy crap, it's been 8 years. This is the 8th year. Wow. It's been 8 years? Like, Wow, it's been 8 years? Holy crap. If Hori was anything like Ishida, he'd end My Hero in the 9th year, so that it ends the 9th year. Deku's the 9th user. He would do something like that. Like Ishida freaking telling us for chapters. Everyone's like, "What's V14? What's V14?" Tokyo Ghoul fans, like at the end of Tokyo Ghoul, like everyone's wondering because they kept saying the end happens at V14, the end happens V14. It's like actually in the story, and then when you realize it, it's like, yeah, the end happens in V14. Like he named a place in the series V14, but it ended in volume 14. Like he knew he was gonna end part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul right there. So I would end it, and I'd give it one more year. I don't know what we do for this next year. I'd end it the first week of the ninth year. So I don't know. I have no idea where Deku's, because right now Deku's, he's like emotionally compromised. Like he's almost like psychologically compromised. Like for real, like it's hard to say. If you really think about like the events that have happened to Deku recently, he went from training with Endeavor and all that good stuff, right? Instantly going into the war. After time skipping a little bit, we go into the war, and the war is devastating, and it's dramatic, and it's terrible. People have died. The country is falling apart, and he has this ultimatum given to him by his predecessors that he's gonna have to kill Shigaraki. He's gonna have to kill All For One. He's gonna have to end this all. You are the last user. He has the weight of the world placed on his shoulders. He goes rogue. He goes AWOL. He disappears. No one can track him down. He's just going out, and he's just fighting until he passes out, and when he wakes up, he fights again. All the way until they literally physically get him to stop. And then from that point on, we jump straight into this battle. It's like he's been able to talk to people. Like he found out that Aoyama was the traitor, all this stuff. Like he's had time to sit and talk to people, but he hasn't had time to really like process everything that he went through in that Dark Deku arc. All that stuff hasn't been processed fully. Like he's been traumatized by All For One. All of this stuff is still unresolved to me. So even him being back at UA and him and his friends being in good graces again, like he speaks in ways where they're still correcting him. Like he's like, I'm gonna do this, and they're like, no, not I, we. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like he still has this dead look in his eye, right? He still has like this dead look in his eye sometimes. Like if you even go back to 350, is it 349? If you even go back to this chapter, like if you just look at just the way he's looking, like this isn't Deku. Like he still has so many things that are unresolved, and like he's got a lot that he still needs to process, and more things are gonna happen before he's even able to process what already has happened. It's gonna be nuts, man. His wrap up is gonna be nuts, which is why I think Hori spent the time getting Shoto stuff out of the way. That's why I feel like I said that last time we streamed. It feels like Hori is like, I'm getting Shoto out of the way so that I can just set up for the finale of My Hero to be focused solely on Deku. And Bakugo's going to be right there with them because they've been side by side since they were 5. So it's like he's probably going to be there, and then Bakugo's probably going to take a step back, and then we're going to wrap up with Deku. That's what it really feels like we're getting. It's been just like chapter after chapter of Dabi and Shoto. Feels like we're just getting this out of the way. So we get this out of the way. Shoto maybe can go somewhere else, possibly. Who knows? And fight help somewhere elsewhere. But we just need to wrap this up with a nice bow, and we can put that to the side. We're done with it. We don't need to cut away from Deku to go back to Shoto and Dabi. We don't need that. And 1 year man got a quirk and now is fighting in his second war, right? Just his life has been crazy. His life has been crazy. He almost gets killed by a sludge monster. Then has to gets trained by All Might. Eats his hair so that he can gain his powers. Been blowing his body apart. And then just subsequent crazy things have been happening. All in all of my heroes in the time span of 2 years. Like, really think about it. Like, first day, we time skip 10 months to the first day of school. So that's pretty much 1 year. And then all of my heroes happened in this first year of school. He's supposed to be in his second year of school right now. He literally he's supposed to be in his second year of school. It's summertime. So this whole series has been like the time span of 2 years. 2 years. He's 16. Next fight could be Uraraka versus Toga or All For One versus Endeavor, because Sheki versus Deku is going to be the last fight. Yeah, it is. I think we're going to periodically check in with Deku. Like, we're going to have like a chapter like this where the chapter starts off, the first 3 pages is Deku, and then we'll cut away. I do feel like Uraraka versus Toga might be next, because we have to think about it. Uraraka versus Toga is going to happen, while at the same time Endeavor and All For One is going to be happening. All at the same time, Spinner is somewhere with all the heteromorphs. That still has to play out as well. So the Spinner storyline, I don't know if he's going to show up on someone's battlefield or if Spinner is going to become an entire new battlefield. I feel like whenever we get Spinner, we're going to finally get into the prejudice stuff with Shoji that's been hinted at for so long. I feel like that's when it's finally going to happen. And maybe Shoji might get through to him. Who knows? But I feel like that's when it's going to happen. I feel like that's exactly when it's going to happen. Things are going to be hectic. Things are going to be hectic. There's so many people fighting everywhere. I need other schools to come fight. Yeah. They said Shiketsu was somewhere. Didn't they say Shiketsu was somewhere? Shiketsu students are going to have to show up. Shiketsu students. The whole thing is All For One and Shigaraki are supposed to be like, this whole plan is to keep them separated. So it's like this final fight is going to be broken up into stages. So it's going to be staged where everyone is separated now. Something is going to bring everybody back together. What that is, I have no idea what it's going to be. But everyone's going to get dragged back together. And I feel like that may be the moment in which All For One's like, yeah, I'm going to absorb Shigaraki now completely. And it backfires and Shigaraki might end up coming out on top. And then Shigaraki is going to be like the big overlord, like, holy crap. And then it could turn into like I could see something like this is like very fantastical and I would love it, but people might hate this. I can see something like he finally gets to where UA is. Him and Shigaraki have a fight. Deku loses, but Shigaraki still can't take One For All. And then upon All For One realizing that Deku is there fighting Shigaraki, he does something. And everyone gets like either warped to one place or dragged together. Something happens. And they get brought together. And then it turns into everyone versus Shigaraki. Because I'm at this point, I'm thinking All For One is going to be dead, like 100% dead. Shigaraki's going to like take him over and kill him or do something. And at that point, now that I'm really sitting here, I'm really like I'm in like my fantastical mindset. I think the second quirk might be some sort of like doomsday power, because I'm just like I'm haven't looked at this stuff since that last stream we did. Deku was going to use the second quirk right now. Like, Deku's main goal was to get from this island to get to UA so that he can fight Shigaraki. And the second quirk would be helpful in him getting from the island to UA in a heartbeat. So what it makes me feel like it could be is that the second could have had like some Captain Marvel-ish type power, maybe, where he has like some energy manipulation or something. Like something like he could have had some sort of like energy manipulation, something where on its own it's already powerful enough, but amp it up with 9 generations of One For All and then supercharge it, and might be like a bomb or something, or it might be you activate this and you might end up dying or something crazy. And that's where he's like, yo, you just can't be whipping this out like something crazy. And it could be like Shigaraki becomes uber powerful, can be beat, and Deku finally has the door unlocked and he uses that power and it turns him into like some sort of ethereal being or something nuts, something that would look super duper cool. So like take his 100% and then put it on crack, something like that. I don't know. And then you can have your final 1v1 between Shigaraki and Deku. I don't know. Like, that's very fantastical. I would love it. It'd be freaking crazy. And give Deku white hair or something. I don't know. All For One teleports everybody together and just teleports Gekano above them to crush them. That could work. That could work. So the whole, it's just like, I'm still like in my own brain, I'm wrapped up at the fact of that we're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. And it's just like things have to things still have to happen. Like things still have to happen. Like the whole point of this is to keep them away, because if they get like, if All For One and Shigaraki get together, excuse me, like if they get together, it's like basically GG. And it feels like Deku has to be strong enough to beat the both of them together. That's what it feels like. So the second quirk has to be something like ridiculously busted. It has to be. Yeah, 100% with Captain Marvel powers, it would be, I feel like that would be unstoppable at that point. Because then so it's like you have like the Captain Marvel powers, right? Combined with Float, combined with Fajin, combined with Smokescreen, combined with the super strength that he already has, combined with Black Whip, and combined with Danger Sense. Like that, he's literally like he essentially at that point in time, you could take that Deku, like if the second quirk is like some sort of Captain Marvel thing, like if at that point you can then take Deku out and you can stick him in another universe that's just like battle shonen and stuff, and he'd survive. You could stick him in a comic book and he'd be like, man, that's straight out of a comic page. You might really see Hori get into like his comic bag. You really might see him do that with whatever final version of Deku there might be. I think that's truly possible. I really do. And I feel like this panel right here is reminiscent of something, and I can't think. I feel like it's very like I've seen this before and I can't picture where it's from. Just like how it's like staged, like the foreground, the background, the placement, the off center of everything. It really does feel like that. 1v2 with Deku versus All For One and Shiggy. I would live for it. I would live for it. Just think of what he was doing against Fleck in the last My Hero movie. And movie 3. Think how he was flipping and dipping and zipping all over the place in that movie. And then put that version of Deku on, like, take that version of Deku, boost it a couple because he's stronger. He's he's stronger now in the manga than what he was in that movie. And then take that idea of Deku and then put it on freaking nuclear fuel with this hypothetical Captain Marvel power. Like it would be ridiculous. Like, it feels like he would be ridiculous. So now I'm truly wondering, like, how strong is this Shiggy All For One mutation bullcrap gonna be? Because Deku feels like he would be unstoppable. It feels like right now, if he just were to get 100% without hurting himself at all, he feels impossible. Yeah, that's true. All For One did not finish the comic book. And the MC could have gotten a power. He could have. I think we all can. I feel like we can agree that Deku at 100% feels like he is unstoppable. Because I do feel like Deku might be. You know what? Do you think? No, I think this is possible. I was gonna say I'm not gonna think that. My question was going to be, do you think Deku will prove the Doomsday Quirk theory true? Like, do you think he will prove it true? Do you think upon him activating 100%, all of the powers, it might end up killing him, therefore proving Ujiko right, like, or Dr. Garaki, I should say, proving him right, like, yeah, quirks will get to a point where they cannot be wielded by an individual anymore. Or do you think that Deku at 100% will be the pinnacle of what a quirk user could be? And maybe you could start to dilute quirk users maybe somehow, some way. But that takes like breeding efforts. Who's going to go through all that? But I feel like it's one or the other. I feel like Deku's going to become the pinnacle of quirk users. Like, he's like the bright and shining star. Or he's going to prove the Doomsday Theory true. And upon like complete activation, he might end up killing himself. It could be one or the other. It could be one or the other. How long have we been streaming? Just about an hour. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta leave anyways. Gotta get ready for dinner. So thank you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I think that's an idea. I brought it up like maybe 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Sometime this week, maybe. I don't want to make any promises. Or Deku at the end of the series steals all the quirks for himself because of Doomsday Theory. That would be crazy. Get some lion turtle shenanigans from Avatar. What if Deku could steal All For One? I don't know how, but what if he could? Yeah, sometime this week. I can't make any promises, but I'll try to do it. I'll go through like maybe the Dark Deku stuff and compile like another series, but I don't know the name. There's a few series I can think about that, but I don't want to spoil. Like, I'll look at all like where Deku's mind state is, where he is, look through the last couple of chapters as well, like all the stuff like the Calm Before the Storm chapters. One for all upgrades, and now it can steal quirks. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. It feels JoJo-esque, right? All for one and one for all. Doesn't it feel like? Well, that's a spoiler. Part 3 JoJo. If you're a JoJo fan, you know what I'm talking about. Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. But yeah, I'll do that. Maybe Saturday or something. I could squeeze in like a quick stream talking about it. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I want to try to do it before next chapter. So that's all I got. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for hanging out with me early, and like very early ahead of schedule, and we're finally back. Have a good rest of your Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. Have a good rest of your week, and hopefully, God willing, I see you guys sometime this week whenever I come up with that stream, or next Sunday for 353 of My Hero. So thank you again. Appreciate you, and have a good one. One for all and all for one. Gotcha. And I'll see ya. Peace out.